It's been several months since the Republican presidential race kicked off, and Donald Trump remains far and away the top of the pack. But it's the infusion of foreign affairs that's taking the 2024 race into an entirely new phase. So just how will the Israel-Hamas war weigh on the minds of voters? The candidates aren't waiting to find out as they use the major issue playing out overseas to draw a line for their own campaigns. ABC's Selina Wang has more.
As war rages in the Middle East, a war of words is erupting between Republican presidential hopefuls.
Gaza. Israel. Hamas. Palestinian.
Gazans and Palestinians.
Flexing their foreign policy agendas in the wake of the Israel-Hamas conflict. All have staunchly defended Israel, but each fighting to pose themselves as the best alternative to GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said welcoming any Gazan refugees is unacceptable.
The Arab nations should absorb anybody leaving Gaza. We cannot be absorbing people coming from Gaza to the United States of America.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley agreeing that the U.S. should not take in Gaza refugees, but pushing back on this.
If you look at how they behave, not all of them are Hamas, but they are all anti-Semitic. None of them believe in Israel's right to exist.
Touting her own foreign policy experience as Trump's ambassador to the United Nations.
You have to realize that whether we're talking about Gazans and Palestinians, all of them don't. You've got half of them at the time that I was there didn't want to be under Hamas's rule. They didn't want to have terrorists overseeing them. They knew that they were living a terrible life.
Still, there is one thing the candidates agree on, slamming Trump when he called Hezbollah, the Lebanese militant group, quote, very smart.
You know, Hezbollah is very smart. They're all very smart.
They were comments Trump would later walk back, but not before facing bipartisan criticism.
Having a fool like Donald Trump who would make those comments in the tone that he made them, it's proven to folks that he has no business being president of the United States.
The Israel-Hamas war has revealed deep fault lines among Republican presidential hopefuls over whether America should isolate or intervene in foreign affairs. Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy in the past said the U.S. could phase out aid for Israel.
If we ever got to the place where Israel would no longer even require aid from the U.S., which is a small portion of our budget, and most of it's made in the U.S. and good for us anyway. But how good would that be for Israel?
But now he is focusing on Israel having a clear objective for a ground invasion in Gaza.
The condition for the U.S. funding Israel needs to be Israel having a clearly identifiable and achievable objective, both for path to victory and for making sure that that victory really is a success.
While former Vice President Mike Pence stresses the need for American boots on the ground to show a united front with our allies.
We are the leader of the free world. We are Israel's strongest ally on the planet. We need to send a message to Hamas that you need to turn those hostages back over, or you'll answer not just to Israeli Defense Forces, but you'll answer to the United States Armed Forces.
Even as Senator Tim Scott is using the opportunity to go after the president, doubling down on his stance that it's Joe Biden who has blood on his hands for the war breaking out.
Weakness from the American president, plus the negotiations leading to terrorist attacks by negotiating with the #1 state sponsor of terrorism in the world, yes, it creates complicity.
The 2024 hopefuls are resolute in their support for Israel and also on pro-Palestinian protests erupting on college campuses, many calling to revoke those student visas and deport them.
You see students demonstrating in our own country in favor of Hamas terrorists. Some of them are foreigners on student visas. When I'm president, you're making common cause with Hamas. I'm canceling your visa and I am sending you home.
Under the Trump administration, we will revoke the student visas of radical anti-American and anti-Semitic foreigners at our colleges and universities, and we will send them straight back home. They go back home. Enjoy your life.
It remains to be seen whether these political positions will make or break the primary chances of the 2024 field, but there's no doubt that this war is ushering a new chapter in the Republican race.
Our thanks to Selina for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.